Hi, it's me, Daniel. Right? Today I had a really interesting game, and I thought I've really got to show it to you all, right? And it was a game where I played against another 12 player, and I played the Sicilian defense, and at some point at the end of the middle game and towards the end game, we got into a really interesting position where I was ahead by a rook, right? But the position was a draw. In fact, right, um, as black, if I had made a blunder, I would have immediately lost the game, just like that. Mm-mm. Right, right. So let's have a look. Okay, and this is the position on the board, right? So it was a Sicilian dragon, right? And we sort of ended up like this, where I thought that since there were no more pawns left on the G and H files, I could set up rook and queen battery to attack the white king. But white managed to find counterplay in the center, right? And this was a position that we reached. And here black has got to be very careful, right? For example, if black decides to take the d pawn because, well, the d pawn is threatening to promote to a queen in 2 moves, right? And it would also open up space for the white queen to find ways to check or even maybe checkmate the black king, right? So if black decides to take the pawn on d6, goodbye black king, because this is what would happen, right? White's queen would take the pawn check, and through a series of checks, right, white would reposition the queen, and then suddenly the rook on h4 gets to take the rook on h8. And here it's very interesting. White is now threatening to either go to d7, c7, or b7 and check the king. Black's king can't move up because, well, you've got a black pawn on f6, and the white pawn here controls both g6 and e6, and the white rook controls the 8th rank. So black's king will get checkmated, which leaves only one option. Queen takes rook, queen takes queen, and suddenly black with a rook up is now playing with a rook against a queen. I would resign at this point. It's okay. So in the actual game, right, black played rook takes rook, and this is what would happen, right? White would advance the pawn, threatening pawn to d8, promotes to queen, and checkmate. So this is what black has got to do: sacrifice the rook. Okay, white has to take the rook, and then black moves rook to g3 check, king to h2, and then sacrifice the other rook. So white has got to take the rook to prevent checkmate, and that then follows a series of checks, basically leading to perpetual check. If white plays correctly, instead of using the queen to block, if white moves the king, right, and if black takes the pawn here on d7, white then has got a series of checks which would also lead to perpetual check. So basically, both sides are threatening perpetual check. It's a draw. Okay? And this was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. Although I have to say, I feel a bit like that scene in The Matrix. Do you remember that one?
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Yep, that's the one. And yeah, I'm beginning to feel that pretty soon they're going to hit me, and they're going to hit me really hard. Oh. Now I'm feeling a little bit scared. Oh, well, nothing left to do but to improve, right? And hope I don't get hit too hard. Right, that's it for today's video. I plan to upload a couple more videos over the next few days. So stay tuned to this channel and to the next video. Bye! Oh, I forgot. And cat. Bye!